next is the new Squid Games. It's the biggest thing since freaking sliced bread, according to some people, right? And it's a crazy story, actually. I was looking into the story of how like Wordle has kind of taken over the world to a certain extent. I think over 3 million users. It started out with like 50 people playing, and it just kind of exploded into this huge game. This one game has somehow managed to capture the attention of everybody. And there's probably a few people out there who are like, "What the hell is Wordle?" So let me explain. So for those of you that don't know, Wordle is basically this like word game where you are given 6 tries to guess a 5-letter word, and you have to guess and basically by the end of the 6th try, you have to guess the full complete word. Um, and basically how it works is like you're given the 6 tries, you enter your first 6-letter word, and the game will give you green shaded letters for if the letter is in the right spot, it's the correct letter of the word. And it'll give you a yellow one when the letter is located somewhere within the word, but you have the letter, but it's located somewhere near in the word, but not in that spot that you have it in. And then you get gray letters for words that are just not for letters that are not involved within this word. So there's 3 different categories. You kind of and you basically play like a guess who with the word until you get the word on a certain try. Typically, it's really hard to get it on the first try because you're basically just guessing. So you kind of like work your way into the word. It's kind of a problem solving exercise to a certain extent. Um, so, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But I feel like I've seen this before. I've seen word games really blow up for like a month or 2 months, right? Do you remember like Words with Friends a few years ago? It was like the biggest deal. Everybody was playing it. It was basically just Scrabble on the phone. I still play a little bit of Words with Friends. Uh, Funny story. I was playing with my English teacher like a year ago, and I was just getting whooped. Like it was. It's not. Don't do not play Words with Friends with your English teachers, dude. Even if you think you are an English major or a humanities major, you're probably gonna lose by 500 points. I think I lost like 500 to 170 or something crazy. Like I got whooped. I will never try an English teacher in any of these word games. They'll probably get it way faster than I will. But I think Wordle is pretty fun. Um, and I think it's cool, like, this whole element is, like, you can share it on social media, right? And it's taking this limited approach to video games in that, like, it's a game that you can only really play once a day, once every 12 hours, I believe. Um, and so it's limited. You can't unlimitedly just go through words. You get one every 12 hours, so it's like you have to wait and wait and wait till the next one, and then you play the next one, and you get one in another 12 hours, etc. So it has that limited approach, but also it's cool because you can share it on social media and it's become kind of this club, right? Because like basically what shows up when you share it on like Twitter or whatever is like it'll be like Wordle 155, like you got it 3 out of 5 tries, and then it'll show like the various squares, like where you got the letters right and like kind of your path to get to the word. Um, and it's become like this kind of weird cult club of people who are playing Wordle and just really enjoying it, which is cool. Like I'm happy. This is a game that kind of like uses your brain, so I'm with it. Uh, the Wordle was invented. I was reading about it. It's invented by this guy by the name of Josh Wardle. And basically, like Wordle is a play on his last name, and he created it for his partner, for something to do during the pandemic. So he was, I guess, he noticed his partner was bored or whatever, and he created this like word game, and he coded it and put it all together. Because it's a very simple design. It's nothing complicated, nothing crazy. He just kind of created it out of nowhere. Just kind of put it together. I guess he had some spare time during the pandemic. This was literally a pandemic project. So like he went from a pandemic project and creating it for his partner to all of a sudden basically like capturing the attention of the world uh, in this crazy way, right? Like a couple days ago, like the New York Times just bought Wordle for I believe a low 7-figure amount. Like you're talking like in the millions of dollars they bought Wordle. Like this guy went from like creating this game for his partner in New York to like just making like probably close to $1 million on it, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, right? Interesting to see like what the New York Times did, but like this got me thinking. COVID might have been terrible. COVID was COVID was awful, right? A lot of people lost their lives. It was a terrible pandemic that took place. All of that. But this is kind of one of the examples of where COVID, like, had its bright spots. You had innovation in the weirdest of areas. I mean, it absolutely strengthened during this pandemic. You have games like Wordle that literally were created on a computer, probably in April during peak quarantine, and now have turned, like, the world upside down, right? You have so many people, like so many YouTubers that have just gone up in views because of the pandemic. You've had I am a pandemic project, right? So like everybody pandemic projects are really, taking off and people are not, people are using the time that they have and, that they would probably use, doing other things to just create these absolutely amazing pieces of work, and I think that's amazing. Um, obviously, I haven't been bought by the New York Times yet. I would love to. New York Times, you know where I'm at, you know where to find me on social media. You can find me anytime you want. Low 7 figures works for me. We could go high 7 figures. Let's beat Wordle. You know what I'm saying? Let's beat Wordle. Yeah. Um, but yeah, there's been there's like several other projects that obviously I can't list off the top of my head that have really taken off because of this pandemic. And I think it's pretty cool what Josh Wardle ended up doing. Like this is or Wardle, Josh Wardle ended up doing. It's I think whether you like it or not, we're transitioning to more virtual lives now. A lot of jobs have gone remote. A lot of people are kind of staying more at home because of COVID and all of these things. And so we're sort of forced to like live online to a certain extent. And we're gonna have more time because technology is efficiency at the end of the day. So you're gonna have more time to like innovate and create. And that's super exciting. I mean, in terms of like Wordle though, like I do worry about its long-term health, in terms of the fact that, like, this is a fad, and I feel like it's going to, kind of dissipate within a few months. But I think the New York Times will find a way to keep it alive. I feel like this is a concept that they could adapt into something like, how they have like, so the New York Times has, like, the daily crossword, and that's been relatively successful. They could adapt Wordle into something more, something like that, like the word of the day type of thing, and you have 6 tries to guess it and adapt the concept and the computer program into something, which could be very cool. Um, but I think that it'll be alive in some way, but I don't and I think Josh Wardle just, like, confirmed his retirement. So congratulations to my boy Josh. You made it, bro. American dream right there.